Hey YouTube, it's Kristin. You're watching Chatterbox Budgets. Thank you so much for joining me for a video today. I hope everyone is doing well. It is Sunday, July 16th, 2023. Excuse me. It's 5:02 p.m. here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and I'm here to do my check-in for the second week of July. That'll be the 8th to the 14th. We'll be doing that in the YNAB app. That's You Need a Budget, and we're just going to get started. I am an hourly employee. I'm paid bi-weekly. I budget monthly, and I'm typically ahead on covering my expenses. What that means to me is that my paychecks for June are covering my expenses for July, and my paychecks from July will cover my expenses for August. I am also a credit card user. I have 6 credit cards that I use on a regular basis for different things, and I have them set up that way intentionally. And my goal is to have them paid off regularly. I used to do it every week, but I've been doing it every 2 weeks now on weekend. So, and then there are a couple that did have gotten a little out of control, so I'm working on getting those back into control again. I had some larger expenses that I had used a couple of cards for, and kind of got myself into a little bit of a mess. Not too bad, but yeah, that's just how it works for me. It works the best for me. I would have had this situation no matter what, because I was not following my budget. I wasn't even actually budgeting. I was just basically spending money as I needed to spend it and not really keeping track. So that's why we're back here, so I can stop doing that. Okay, so on the 8th of July, I have a transfer to my main checking account of $850 from my Venmo account. Reconciliation balance adjustment of $412.66, wow, on my Prime Visa card. When I set up my account, or my budget for July, I started over with a brand new budget in this app, and so I had to move my accounts over, and I didn't necessarily have the correct balances for them when I moved them over. So they've had to be adjusted as I've gone through. There's a transfer to my secondary savings account of $69.64 from my main checking account. When I did my budget for July, I noticed that my annual funds did not have the right amount, because my Google One category did not have enough to cover what it would need to be covering starting in like September or October. So that's how much I needed to add for the month in order to meet that goal. Then there's a reconciliation balance adjustment of $34.06 on my Venmo Visa card. Excuse me. Sonic, $27.48 for food and groceries on my Venmo Visa card. So my parents had watched my grandson last Saturday, so it was a week ago yesterday, and they live 7 minutes away from me, and so I went over to go see the kid, because he's adorable and I love to see him, and I just offered to get some food for my parents while I was getting food for myself, so I did. And then there's a transfer from my main checking account of $69.64. That's a credit to my secondary savings. Transfer from my Venmo account, $850. That went as a credit into my main checking account. On the 10th, we've got Capital One, $34.50 on my Quicksilver MasterCard. That's from the fees and charges category. That was interest. And then hot dog on a stick, $17.03 for food on my Venmo Visa card. I'm addicted to their lemonade. I stopped drinking carbonated beverages and caffeinated beverages back in November, and so I drink water and lemonade, and so it's just really good. Okay, then there's a transfer on the 11th, there's a transfer to my Quicksilver MasterCard for $200 from my main checking account. Transfer to my Venmo account of $100 from my main checking account. Venmo, there was a transfer of $95 for miscellaneous funds for my Venmo account. And my Franklin Planner, $48.75 for shopping on my Venmo Visa card. Vessel Kitchen, $34.64 for food and groceries on my Venmo Visa card. So my son was solo parenting a couple days this week while his fiance was out of town for work, and I went over there to help with whatever he needed, just either the baby or the dog or whatever he needed around the house, and offered to stop and get dinner for us on the way there, and that's what it cost. Capital One, $10.29 for fees and charges on my Walmart MasterCard. HP Instant Ink, $6.42 for fees and charges on my Venmo Visa card. And then transfer from my main checking account went $100 it's a credit to my Venmo account. Transfer from my main checking account, $200 credit to my Quicksilver MasterCard. And I will say, even though the credit card situation has gotten a little bit beyond what I wanted it to be, I am still earning cash back on every credit card I have. So I'm still getting that in, and I did actually use all of that last month to help pay down the credit cards, and so, but I use my Walmart MasterCard for everything I order from Walmart, which is where I get my groceries, household things, basically my unscheduled expenses come from Walmart. So I usually earn enough in cash back to cover what the interest would be. Although, again, the goal is to not ever have to pay interest ever again. So I just happen to I used to get overtime pretty much every paycheck, at least 5 hours, and then the last 6 months I have not been able to do that because I've been spending my extra time with my grandson or doing what I need to do around my house so I can spend time with my grandson. So I was spending like I was still getting overtime, and I need to stop doing that, which I try to do. Okay. The 12th, we've got Rocky Mountain Power, $57 for electricity from my main checking account. Walmart.com, $30.53 for personal stuff from my Venmo Visa card. The personal stuff category would be for things for your like personal hygiene. So deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, any vitamin supplements, anything I order like that doesn't come out of my health savings account would go in that category. Affirm, $28.09 for electronics for my main checking account. That is for my cell phone I ordered from Cricket Wireless last year. No interest because of Affirm, and so that's what that's for. Okay. On the 13th, we've got Prosper Marketplace, $268.42 for my loan payment on my main checking account, or from my main checking account. That's a personal loan that I got to replace a different personal loan that I had that was from a different place that charged a higher APR, and so this is a lower one, and that's how much it is. Transfer to Walmart MasterCard, $200 for my main checking account. Vessel Kitchen, $42.33 for food and groceries on my Venmo Visa card. Again, that was dinner for me and my son. Junior, $20 from food and groceries on my Venmo account. Starting balance, $0 for my Sam's Club MasterCard. So I could not get my Sam's Club MasterCard to connect through this app when I first set up this budget. And then it wasn't me. There was a problem with the connection, and so it finally got resolved. They have started using a different place to validate everything, and so that's what that's for. And then transfer from my main checking account, $200 credit on my Walmart MasterCard, and then ACH deposit. This is my paycheck, $1,970.70. That's ready to assign on my main checking account. So that is my first paycheck that I've had with my new raise that I got in July. And my son is no longer on my insurance because he turned 26, and my employer cuts off dependence on the coverage at 26. And then it's also my first paycheck where I'm paying my 401k alone through my checking account now instead of through my paychecks. So I wanted to have a better feel for how much I'm actually paying for that. And so that's what I was doing that for. Okay, and then on the 14th, transfer to my Venmo account for $100 for my main checking account. Junior, $70 food or groceries on my Venmo account. That was Vessel Kitchen again, but this time my son picked it up because I was watching my grandson on Friday while he was at work. Both of them were at work, and he left work a little bit early. He normally works 4 10-hour days and has Fridays off, but because my future daughter-in-law was out of town, he wasn't able to do as many hours as he had wanted to. So he got into work on Friday, and I watched my grandson. And so he stopped and got food for all of us on his way to pick up the baby, and so I gave him a little bit more than it actually cost, just because I like to pitch in where I can to help them because they got a lot of stuff going on. Okay, Dirty Dough, $21.29 for food and groceries on my Venmo Visa card. So I had seen a commercial for them on Facebook. I'd never heard of them before, and it just looked really good, so I ordered 4 cookies from them, had it delivered because I had the baby, so I couldn't go anywhere. And that's how much it costs. So then Junior, $15 food or groceries on my Venmo account. Employer contribution, 3-cent credit on my HSA account, health savings account. So my employer contributes $750 a year for me and $750 a year for my son because we're on a high deductible plan. Because he's no longer on my plan, they're no longer contributing towards his $750. And so they've met their contributions for the year for me with that 3 cents. So that's over, which is not normal. Normally it goes a whole year, but because of him turning 26 halfway through the year, that's why that's happened. Then employee contribution, $57.69 for my HSA account from me. Transfer from my main checking account, $100 credit to my Venmo account. And that's all. So back to the budget. So for July, we have $1,131.33 in this ready to assign category. That is what's left from my paycheck. I did use some of it to cover some of my overspending on food specifically. That was definitely way too much on food. And I also had spent too much on clothes earlier in the month, although I did do a couple of returns today, which I'll show on the next check-in. So for scheduled expenses, which are my version of, that's what I call my fixed expenses, Assigned $2,528.43, available $353.28. So I still have $11 left over on electricity because I budgeted I assigned $68 and it was only $57. That $11 will just roll over to next month. Loan payment, I did actually change this. It was originally a lower amount, but because I needed to add the 401k loan payment on here, that was the $110 that's left. That should have come out of my account yesterday, but I haven't seen anything from my bank about it yet. Internet, still available. That's $96.09. Auto insurance, $78.09. And then fees and charges, I've assigned $135.97. There's $58.10 left. I may have to move more over to that because I don't know how much interest I'll be paying on any of my other credit cards. So, because I have not been keeping track. And that's the only way for the credit card thing to work. The way it had been working is to actually keep track of everything. So that's my fault. Okay, unscheduled expenses, which are my version of the variable or, well, yeah. YNAB calls them flexible expenses sometimes, but I prefer unscheduled expenses because they're things that happen weekly or bi-weekly, but I don't know exactly when or how much. So I've assigned $1,240. I have $404.41 left. So gas or fuel, I had $60 left. That, of course, well, not of course. That will be lower because I did go get gas this morning. Food and groceries, I've assigned $750. I have $111.43 left. I'm probably going to have to increase that for the month just because there's 2 more weeks or 3 more weeks or whatever. Household, which is toilet paper, paper towels, laundry soap, anything you need for maintaining a home. $40 there, and I've got $21.71 left. Miscellaneous funds is $150 assigned, and I've got $20 left. That's the category I use for if I order something for my parents from Walmart because I have my Walmart Plus account, or I give my son money that he's going to be paying me back. That's the category I use for all of that stuff. Okay, personal stuff, and the reason I do that is because I give him money he needs to get him from paycheck to paycheck because that's, unfortunately, life right now is very expensive for them. Their baby had to be in the NICU for 6 days. They had a lot of expenses there, paternity leave, all that kind of stuff. So I don't mind helping out where I can. And so, but when he borrows from me and he pays me back, it can overlap the month sometimes. So that's why there's a category there for it. Because even though it's usually a straight across, he pays me back exactly, it may not be until the next time, the next budget cycle. Okay. Excuse me. Personal stuff is $40. Assigned, I have $9.46 left. That, again, is a category for personal hygiene. So I've added my grandson's diapers and wipes that I use for him here at my house because I watch him 1 day a week. And that's also deodorant, shampoo, things like that. Then pet stuff, $200 is assigned. $181.81 is left. That's everything my cat and dog need for their day-to-day care. So pet food, treats, toys, and I will be using that. I probably don't need as much for their regular day-to-day care, but I do need to go through my dog's toys and get rid of all of his tennis balls because he has like 6 years worth of tennis balls there, and they're all pretty torn up and they're all pretty much falling apart because he plays with them constantly. And then his toys are pretty beat up because I've had the same ones for years, and then my grand dog chews on them when she's here. So anyway, because the baby's 6 months old now, he'll be starting to crawl eventually. I do have to start childproofing my apartment, and that's one way I'm going to do it, is getting rid of all the old tennis balls and getting new ones, and then replacing all the toys so that they're in good condition. So anyway, sorry, my asthma and my allergies are really bad today. So savings, I've assigned $61.02 to my HSA account. That's how much was contributed from what was coming through on my paycheck. And then available, it's $118.74. I did have a different amount in there when I started the month, but I was adding both paychecks for this month, and I don't want to do that. I want to do just what I have. The rest will be added on my next check, if that makes any sense. Especially since I wasn't sure how much they were going to be contributing for my kids. So, okay. Contingency funds, nothing. Okay. The regular expenses, which are freedom funds, which are my version of sinking funds, I've assigned $1,031.53. I have $304.14 available. So clothing, I had assigned $300. I've got $19.59 left as of right now. There will be more available because I do have some returns that are going back. They should be credited to my account tomorrow. So that'll be higher. I do need to add to that because I do need to order my mother of the groom dress for my son's wedding in October. And then electronics, I assigned $212.64. I have $184.55 left. That will be covering my Best Buy payment, or not, my payment to Affirm for my Best Buy order from about a year ago. I only have 1 or 2 payments left on that, and then I'm done. Okay, gifts. Oops, I assigned $62.89, nothing left. That was my sister's birthday present. Home, I've assigned $187.61, nothing left. That was for stuff that I ordered for my grandson. Like I said, he's here 1 day a week at least. And so I had ordered some stuff to have here for him to make life better and easier. And so like a bottle or a sanitizing device for like bottles and pacifiers and stuff. And then an extra saucer for him to play on. And then self-care, $100 is still there. That's how much I've assigned. That's how much is left. That is for my hair appointment. That's on the 26th. Shopping, $168.39 is assigned. Nothing left. That's for my Franklin Planner orders. Those were not planned, but they've happened. So I would have spent the money eventually because I get all my planners from them. Okay, so there's that. And then we've got annual fees and charges. So I've assigned $275.90. So that's all still there. And I'm not going to go over every single one of them because it's the same as it was when I budgeted, except for the Google storage. That one went to $75. And that's how much I need because the target for that one is $150 needed by August because I have 3 different Google accounts and all of them have different dates. And so it'll be charging me for one of them starting in August. And I think I have one in September and one in October. So that'll get me through to that. So okay, that's everything on those. So that's the budget for the month. We're not going to go over the credit cards necessarily. Well, I guess we could look at them. The credit card section still confuses me on this app because I get the gist of it, but my brain still gets a little bit like I can't wrap my mind around the assigned versus available part. So it says Prime Visa card is everything's balanced out there. My Sam's Club MasterCard's fine because I've been using that one. My Venmo Visa card, I'm using that one a little bit more because I've been using it for my fees and charges, which I hadn't been before. So that one I'm going to be paying off. I'll be paying that one off today. Walmart MasterCard, I think that one's got a higher balance due. So I'm not quite sure about how these are going to balance out, but you know, that's why I need to be able to get all those paid off and then just start from scratch and just have it be the way it's supposed to be. So right now I'm basically just paying I'll pay $200, $500, $1,000, whatever, every payday, and I just want to get it down to where I'm paying exactly what it is owed, or what the balance is every time. That made no sense at all in my head when I heard myself say that. It made no sense. Okay. Anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. It has been really, really hot here, which I'm sure there's a lot of places across the country or the world they're having heat waves. It was 95 yesterday. I don't know how much it is right now. Let's look real quick because I'm curious to see. Oops. It is my phone says it's 100 degrees. It said it was 105 earlier. So it's down to 100 degrees here. And that is definitely hot. My front door and my front porch are right in the sun. And so my doorknob and my porch are just hot, extremely hot. So I can't walk my dog until later when everything cools off and gets shadier and all that stuff. So I'll take him out to go use the bathroom probably about 6:30 or 7. We'll just go to the bottom of the stairs and just use the grass that's right there. And then I'll take him for a longer walk about 9 or 10 so he can get his exercise in. We did the same thing this morning at like 7. We went for a long walk. So anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. I am thankful to be here, and I'm sorry that I've been so... Well, it's been an interesting year. This whole grandson thing is amazing. He's absolutely adorable. I had him here for about an hour today. And he's just so, so, so cute. It's definitely not anything I could have prepared myself for, how much fun I have with him. But it's definitely changed a lot of things. For example, since I'm taking Thursdays off to spend time with him, and when he was younger, I couldn't really work because I started watching him when he was 3 months old, on Thursdays. And so there was just no way to work and have him here too. Now that he's older, his naps are a little bit more consistent. And so I can have him in there playing or whatever while I'm trying to work. So I'll be able to get more time in, but I had used up all my vacation time to be able to watch him. I think I had like 1 day left. And so overtime's not happening right now. My department does have mandatory overtime that usually starts in like November. Every year our busy time starts in October and goes to December 7th. So I'm hoping to be able to get a lot of hours in there, but it's kind of nice not working more than I am. I'm enjoying being able to enjoy him and spend time with my dog and take care of my apartment, all that kind of thing. I was also spending more time with my grandma before the grandson came along, taking her to hair appointments and stuff, and so I'm hoping to be able to do that again. So, but right now my car doesn't have air conditioning, so I don't like to take her anywhere in the summer because it's way too hot. All right, that's enough of me rambling. I hope you guys have a fantastic week, and I will be back for week 3. Take care. Bye-bye.